represents archangels who are ready to help you.
This was a good one. This was, oh my God, we caught Lana. We love when someone does a Stewie from Family Guy. And we caught Lana doing a Stewie impression on stage at this concert here with Jelly Roll. We'll show you. This is Lana Del Rey doing a Stewie. Pretty ridiculous. Not sure how this isn't getting her canceled. ATM. Okay, here it is. Lana Del Rey does a Stewie in front of a whole crowd.
Fucking thanks it! I don't have fucking insurance on that bullshit. Thank you. Thanks.
Whoa. Let's hear that again. Let's try to make sense of this.
150 times.
Let's try to make some sense of it.
Fucking thanks it! I don't have fucking insurance on that bullshit. Thank you. Thanks.
I think she's saying fix it. In a Stewie voice, of course. Right, let's show you this. I'm sorry, guys. I know you thought this guy was to be trusted. Yannis Pappas, please come into my office. Yannis Pappas, bring him in. Well, we discovered, and we have proof, video proof, that Yannis Pappas is crazy. What's this segment called?
He's at rock bottom.
He's at rock bottom. And he's going through something.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yannis Pappas, heavily involved with Redbar right now. Do we know Yannis Pappas? You'll recognize him right away. Let me pull him up. Yannis Pappas.
If you're a fan of podcasts and you're like, oh, who's the new guest on my favorite podcast?
He's been on every podcast you've ever seen.
Him, you go, oh, okay.
This guy. You've seen him, and guess what? You probably thought he was a level-headed, reasonable guy. And he's on everyone's podcast. Every single podcast you could find Yannis Pappas every week. And I've always thought he really offered nothing, but found him to be harmless. I found him to be like just a boring, regular-ass guy. But I had no idea he had a sweet spot. That's what I call somebody's dark side. To me, it's a sweet spot. I had no idea I had such a sweet spot. So it turns out he's either going through something or he's crazy. Because I got tapes. Hold on, I need some more throat spray. My throat is cut up, man. Habibi, India. Sorry, I just had to do a quick prayer to India. Yannis Pappas, next up. Bring him on down. Should we show the Whitney? Yeah, maybe. No.
That's in chronological order.
Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so look at this. Sergio Silva, of course, again, he watches the live versions of Whitney Cummings' podcast. What's Whitney's show called? Bang Bang? Trouble Time with Whitney Cummings. What's her podcast called?
Good for You.
Good for You with Whitney Cummings. She does a live version of the show now, where it's like for Patreon members only, and she streams live and lets them have a chat, and she answers questions. Well, somebody brings up Redbar, again on Whitney Cummings, while she's sitting with Yannis Pappas. Would you like to see this tape? And then we have another tape. This is just the beginning. So, okay, I think we're going to have some chat on the screen here. Let's see what happens. This is sent in from Sergio, who caught this live. Otherwise, I don't know if it exists outside of this live tape. Yannis Pappas, Whitney Cummings.
Instruction of that person that if the writer does it, there'll be a
pop up
distance
soon
between me and then nobody will look at me and you'll get caught.
But isn't it wild that Mencia's life is over? Sorry, I missed that.
It's not over.
I was already
It's
on my
fine.
next thing.
It's fine.
What did you say? I was.
Yeah, it was. Unions do police it, and you're discouraged to do it with
so it's a little shaded off,
and
a little shaded over. Here's Yannis. Here's Whitney. You still could see him, right? Okay, great. Because this is from an Instagram live, so he had a hard time recording it. Here we go. Look at Whitney.
Works. You'd think it would be happening a lot if it didn't work, but you really do become. There's like a scarlet letter on you if you start getting that reputation. So
speaking of, how does Yannis feel being investigated by Redbar?
Okay, so I blipped a little bit. She goes, speaking of, how does Yannis feel about being investigated by Redbar? Uh-oh. For those who don't know, this is a classic college-style gag that people around the internet do where they say, Redbar's investigating you. And it's usually just to see how the guy reacts, right? In this case, we are investigating many men. In this case, we were not ever investigating Yannis Pappas outside of
idiot.
So I just want to make this clear, because some guys we are investigating, so I could see how that would equal torment in their mind. We are not investigating Yannis Pappas, nor have we ever, outside of watching a few shows that he's been on. But somebody in the chat asks Whitney, Yannis, how does Yannis feel about being investigated? Let's see how he responds.
Yannis feels being investigated by Redbar.
Am I being investigated by Redbar?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
I don't know. Did someone post that?
Shit.
I didn't know who Red was fully until we had this conversation before the show goes. All I know is I see the occasional Red bars watching.
That means he's watching what we're doing.
Well, if there's a ceiling fan, and I'll throw that fucking kid into it.
What the mother of God? That came out of nowhere. I thought we were laughing it off just now. I thought we were both laughing it off. The way Whitney and him were acting, I'll back that up. They're talking Redbar. Now, Whitney is a friend of the show, basically. She saved her soul.
Look at her face.
Remember, Whitney has done a ton of stuff with us, interactive stuff. If you haven't seen it, go to our website, type in Whitney Cummings. Start from the most recent. She's been very interactive and a very nice friend of the show. She's doing it the right way. Really, it really works. It really softens this up.
Yeah.
It will still bust you, but it's not going to be as scary for you. It's not going to be as hate-filled. So we thought Yannis Pappas was one of these easygoing guys. I always thought if somebody told him this, like we're about to see, that he would go, yeah, tell him I want, just make some crack and move on. But watch what he does. He starts out looking calm, right? And then he goes and explodes and quickly goes to violence. Which gives me the opportunity to be violent as well. Now that that's okay. No, I'm just kidding. What's it?
On you if you start getting that reputation. So
Speaking of, how does Yannis feel being investigated by Redbar?
am I being investigated by
What does that mean?
Redbar?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Did someone post that?
Shit.
I didn't know who Red was fully until we had this conversation before the show goes. All I know is I see the occasional Red bars watching.
That means he's watching what we're doing.
Well, if there's a ceiling fan, and I'll throw that fucking kid into it.
Kid? If there's a ceiling fan, he's going to throw me into it. And why do people think I'm a kid? There's so many people who think I'm a kid. I'm like 60 years old, for God. Look at me. It's like when I get carded at these places. I can't believe I still get carded. I go, imagine if I were under 18. Just imagine. Really, what are you thinking? You think this is a spray job?
I mean,
You're going to throw this kid into a ceiling fan. Wait, is that if he ever sees me or if I ever investigate? Let's hear that again.
Being investigated by
What does that mean?
Redbar.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Did someone post that?
Shit.
I didn't know who Red was fully until we had this conversation before the show goes. All I know is I see the occasional Red bars watching.
That means he's watching what we're doing.
Well, if there's a ceiling fan, and I'll throw that fucking kid into it. So that can happen too.
Whoa.
Okay, are comedians better in New York or LA? Whoa.
The fools go after the threat. Now, Whitney is so on pills that she doesn't even know.
Whitney, you would have loved this.
Like,
full
Whitney,
sip.
did you even know that he just flipped out and took a giant full sip to wash down his crazy guilt about threatening somebody, threatening an elderly man on tape? Now, listen, the threats are what,
Maybe he meant ceiling fan, like a top fan, like an Ann Picard or Connor Basculis.
That would still be physically throwing me into a person.
That's even
Now,
worse.
like a lot of shows would be like, hey, man, when it comes to threat, like, that's too far. These are just, no, we want this as far as it can go from you. Please show us what's inside. We love the physical threats the most because then it's like, look at this guy. See what he's done over this? So I don't know how many of you have been commenting, Redbar's watching on his stuff. It can't be that many. So he's going to throw me in the ceiling
It might be
fan.
a large percentage to his total.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
interactions.
Well, we're going to find out here. We're going to find out some more. Let's see the rest of this. Look at this
Okay,
fool's
are
goal.
comedians better in New York or LA? Whoa.
A comedian's better in New York and L.A.
Okay, then it cuts. Look at Whitney. Are you proud of this guy? Or are you starting to think I'm way cooler than him now? Okay. Wait till you see this next clip. Now, this next one, I guess somebody was watching, one of our guys, or just one of you, I should say, was watching Yannis Pappas on one of his classic IG Lives. You know, this is something I don't approve of, by the way, an IG Live. I think there's nothing more desperate than one of these guys who has kids, these 50-year-old comedians. They have plenty of money, but they need to be on IG Live every time they're free, talking to 71 people.
I mean, if I had to do an IG Live beforehand, I would feel like I was like going into surgery. I'd be dreading it so much.
Yes,
what did they
yes.
get out of this?
So that's what I mean. It's like you must be needing to fill some sort of a hole if you're doing an IG Live every day about, and there's no, it's like Joe Matarese. I mean, this is Joe Matarese level, and this is a professional comedian. He's on every podcast you've ever seen. He's regarded as a professional, normal person in the business. Wait till you see this. So he's on IG Live. We see our chatter here is typing red. So far, we've got the word red, so I'm sure there's going to be some Redbars watching, but it doesn't really matter what he posts. What you're about to see is a side of this Yannis Pappas that I never knew existed. I only hoped and prayed. It did, and it does.
I actually kind of thought he was like chill.
I thought he was chill. It's just a thing that he knows how to do. Or is he going through something? Which, you know, sometimes these guys are chill until they're going through something. So we'll figure out, is he going through something? Let's find out, which is equally as bad to me. It's not an excuse, by the way. If you're going through something, that's even worse. Because I don't like a guy who's going through something. I'll tell you that. Here, watch. Enjoy. Yanni?
I'm out here in North Carolina, and I love how this goes because people just come in mid-sentence and they don't know what I just said. What I said before you came in was the actual codes to unlock the dark web to find out what the Illuminati's doing. But I only did it at the top of the video. So if you were not here for the first couple minutes, I have provided the sources for the Illuminati. I've unlocked the code for everybody.
So every time you hear a click, that's another letter to the phrase Redbar's watching being manically typed by the guy watching it until Yannis picks up. Now, Yannis might be seeing these now. So Yannis is doing some rant about nothing. By the way, try to listen to what he's talking about even. And he's looking at his chat. Redbar's watching. Redbar's watching. Redbar's watching. Now, if you're going through a hard time, if I had to see that crap on my screen, I'd blow my head off. So it could make a guy kind of ticked off, but a guy like this surely can handle something like that. Just Redbar's watching. That's not even a threat. That could be a good thing. He's watching. He wants to sign you. He thinks he sees something in you. How do you know I'm not watching? Because I want to invest in your career.
And so I have nothing else to say. If you heard it, you heard it. It was. If you're here late,
we
you
get
missed
a comment. They're saying on Redbar's.
There is a code. I can only say it once. That unlocks the dark
good.
web that gives you access to the Illuminati.
Okay, so there's just one guy. It's not like he's been trolled by a whole chat. Can we get a comment on Redbar's investigation? Is now live in the chat, and you can see he's looking at it, trying to ignore it. He's in the hotel. He's away from his wife, away from his kids. Maybe the shows he's doing aren't as sold out as he wants them to be at this stage of his career. This is a sad Yannis. When I picture Yannis, I picture a guy who's got it all together. So this Yannis here is an imposter. This is a Yannis who is going through something or did something.
And that's it. I'm in North Carolina right now. I've always been a Duke fan, so I finally went to the Duke campus. You have to put on a tuxedo to go there. It's still segregated, unfortunately, and you have to pay a $1,000 pass. Can we get a comment on Redbar's investigation?
Okay, so mid-sentence, he cuts himself off. So, this is what I mean about how these guys don't care what they're broadcasting to. They take your time. They don't really give a fuck about what they're saying. It's about them. So they're mid-sentence, and they'll interrupt themselves to read a hate comment because the story they're telling you is just a bunch of shit. They don't even care if you were in the middle of listening to them, right? So listen to this. Look what he does to the whole rest of his live stream to this poor batch of 141 guys. Imagine standing in a circle doing this to 141 guys watching you. Watch this.
So there's that guy Redbar again. Boy, you guys, the Redbar and you guys, you sound like real winners.
Oh.
You guys.
There we go. So it starts with a laugh. But this ain't something he's laughing about here. Watch this.
You guys, whatever you're doing, whoever Redbar is, he's launching an investigation to Yanni. Yeah, let's see what he comes up with. Let's see what he comes up with for you guys.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know who Redban is either, not Colby, but there's some followers of Redban in here. You guys are really doing good work. You're doing good work. I can tell you, Redbar. Who is this kid Redbar? I bet you he's a real winner. I bet you his content is really constructive.
It is,
and he's doing high context investigative journalism.
Yep.
The name's Redbar. Is he a journalist? What's his deal? Yeah, I found him on the dark web too. Whatever investigation he's doing,
so back to the investigation. If somebody in my chat right now is saying someone's doing an investigation to me, that would be the last time you ever saw that sentence. You know what I mean? Like, it was just... Yes, they are. Thank you. Don't look into their investigation, please. That would be it. So, the fact that he keeps going, investigate. Yeah, go investigate. Oh, what a laugh that would be. I got nothing to hide. Okay. Well, we didn't even say you did. We hoped. And my hopes always come true somehow. So, all you got is one guy going, Redbar's investigating you. What do you think about that? You didn't verify this. You're falling for troll comments. And you're on an IG Live. Where people just... They're scrolling through IG, not even meaning to run into you today. So they're like bored as fuck scrolling through stories. They find you, and you don't even expect one guy to just troll you? You haven't learned about that part of the internet yet in these live streams? I call it the fool's punishment. I love this. You want to go live, you want to be Mr. Selfish, doing your little live, talking about nothing. Just talking about yourself over and over and over again. Well, yeah, you should have to pay those tolls, those punishments. And yes, somebody might come in and mess with you.
Tummy tax.
But let's see how he handles this. He seems pretty tripped up over this investigation.
Redbar. Is he a journalist? What's his deal? Yeah, I found him on the dark web too. Whatever investigation he's doing, enjoy it. Enjoy it.
Are you getting itchy under
you ain't gonna
your
find,
hat?
You ain't gonna find anything on Yanni. What are you gonna find on Yanni? What do you...
Well, you ain't gonna find anything. What are you gonna find?
Which is it?
Oh, God, really? We're already here? We're 5 hours later already for this? I don't even know if I brought enough here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's close enough. That'll get me through. I'm so sorry I got to interrupt this.
Just a second, Yanni.
This is for Yannis. Yannis, I have to take these pills to deal with you. This is antipsychotic medication to keep me from going nuts.
Oh, yeah, he was on the classic Two Comics, Two Cigars episode beloved by Nick Mullen.
Wow, okay, so maybe he's humiliated by that.
You should be happy for that.
Nick Mullen loves your appearance on my video of you on Two Comics, Two Cigars. Okay, let's see. He's going to get a little... things go off the rails here with Yannis.
He's doing... enjoy it, because you ain't going to find You ain't gonna find anything on Yanni. What are you gonna find on Yanni? What do you think? What do you think Redbar's investigation is gonna come up on Yanni? What? What do I have a pedophile ring under my my family home?
Okay.
Really, dude?
Everything is known about me. But
Everything is known about me. What do I have? We're not saying any of this. How do you know it's not an investigation, like just a positive investigation? To make sure, no. To
Plus, everything
see
is
what you're like.
Everything is known about me sounds like something a guy who already has addressed. A bunch of stuff.
No. The addressions never end,
Where
my
he's
friend.
like, what are you gonna say? Do you already have a pedophile ring that you've apologized for?
Yeah, I mean, what
already?
is this about? I mean, we don't know anything about you. This is all you now.
do I have a pedophile ring under my my family home? Do I have a everything is known about me? But I'm flattered, I guess, because that means when you're on, he sounds like a troll. So if I'm on a troll's list, that's good, right?
Okay.
I know. I don't know who he is either. I just see people saying Redbar's watching, or Redbar's investigation, or something. I don't know. And people are very proud of themselves.
It can't be that many people. Who could be
They're
doing
very
this?
excited for what he comes up with.
Yes, you should be.
That's right, Yanni's squeaky clean, baby. What's he gonna find out? That I helped some people while I was doing social work? Is he gonna find out I've been?
This only works for Dave Portnoy. Right.
And barely. He's
And
walking
barely.
a thin line.
Are they going to find out I do social work? That is a negative in my book. I can't. He does social work, guys. You heard him. He admits that he works
But
with.
he just, to him, social work is doing these lives.
Yeah. So isn't that
Social
isn't that
media
funny?
work.
Or is it like, okay, maybe I've done some bad things, but I'm doing a lot of social work and all this good stuff. So, and by the way, you would only help people or do social work publicly if you were trying to cover something up.
Do you change the position of your hat when you're chilling out and totally have done no crimes?
And remember, you were in the middle of telling the story to these poor 141 people. So let's see how this is. We're not even halfway through.
There was 141 at the beginning because now there's only
now it's 75.
75.
Yeah, there was 141. I just called that. That
You're
was 2 minutes
causing
ago.
people to tune out.
So everyone's tuning out because of this? Wow.
Investigation,
Or he's
something. I
blocking
don't know.
people, maybe.
And
I don't know.
people are very proud of themselves because they're very excited for what he comes up with. That's right, Yanni's squeaky clean, baby.
Look at this.
What's he gonna find out? That I helped some people while I was doing social work? Is he gonna find out I've been shot with a gun? It's a true story. What's he gonna find out? Is he gonna find out my mother was a human rights lawyer? He'll find that out too. What's he gonna find out? My dad was a Korean War veteran who was also
Was or is a lawyer? I ain't messing with nobody with lawyers. I hope it was a big was. Yeah, she's got to be so old, right? She could-
Hopefully she's passed away.
Hopefully she doesn't have any lawyer friends that are still alive either.
He'll find that out too. What's he gonna find out? My dad was a Korean War veteran who was also a lawyer. He's gonna find that out too. What do you think he's gonna find out? Does he think I work for the Clintons? What does he think?
Ooh.
What does he think? Is that I'm for the Clintons because my brother worked in the State Department at a low level? I mean,
His commenters are now trolling him. Somebody's saying, need a better hat. You need a better hat. Imagine hearing that while you're this worked up. Let's hear some more.
you know, people, you're on the internet too much.
Me?
You're on the fucking internet. Whoever's posting that garbage.
Posting that garbage.
I don't know if
You're
I
on
want to
the
come to
internet right now.
Australia. I'm in North Carolina right now. Cary, North Carolina. That doesn't excuse your crimes. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, dude?
Hiding behind
What the fuck is wrong with you? Go get a girlfriend. Get that noodle web. Do something else. Go watch some comedy. You're not part of a movement that's going to
I've
save.
watched every comedy that's come out in the last 7 years. That's why we're here. Because I watched some comedy. Don't tell people to do that. You might create another Redbar. It keeps going.
Save anyone.
Right.
You're just a fucking loser.
Can you believe this?
We want a History Hyenas reunion.
Deflection.
What do you think?
Illegal.
What do you think's going on? What do you think's going to happen? You think there's going to be a History Hyena reunion? We're both going to do our solo history podcasts that are going to be less popular because nobody was there for the history. Nobody's there to watch a comedian do history. You'll get a few fans who are fans of you, but that's not why History Hyenas was popular. It wasn't popular because we were doing...
Is he a drunk by any chance? Maybe this is him drunk as fuck at a hotel. But should he be drinking like this during the day?
No, the sun's still out.
Yeah. Maybe he got back from a Marlins game? Is that what
He
that
should
says?
probably just get off the internet
I don't
and
even
like
think that's
watch
a
some
baseball
comedy
hat.
and chill out.
Yeah.
Get his noodle
doing
wet.
history. So good luck with that.
Duke. They're not playing. He didn't just come
People
back
like
from
the
Duke.
dynamic. So, yeah, I mean, good luck with your history show.
Oh, my throat.
You're trying to make yourself look thin now
I
because
think
you're all
there's some
self-conscious.
feelings there.
Yeah. Let's see what he does next.
There's feelings in everything. I have real feelings. And I have a lot to hide.
Spills.
I have a lot to hide.
Uh-oh.
And there's an
He brings it back
investigation
up.
into me right now. I just wanted to
Look at
tell
this.
the people
Brings it back up.
that whatever you hear from the great New York Times journalist Mike Redbar.
Whoa,
whatever,
you didn't know my
Jason
name, Mike.
Redbar, I want you,
You
to
didn't know who I was before.
that my team will... What's the matter? Mike got your tongue? Who?
No, that's
He's
what
going to
somebody
come up
wrote.
with something. I mean, you guys...
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did. Your transgender alter ego did it, not you. Exactly.
He's got to be drunk,
Did
right?
you plant that bag of white
know.
substance at the White House? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I was also Crystalia. Was with Crystalia. Me and Crystalia. I was the silent partner.
You shouldn't say that.
With Louis, Crystalia,
That's
Woody Allen.
very believable.
Very believable.
I've been in the Yannis crime syndicate goes so far up that whatever investigation's being launched, I just want you guys to know.
Still going.
I'm sorry. I was raised by criminals and I just have a criminal instinct, and you thought I was just a stand-up comedian trying to spread joy, but I am a criminal mastermind. You don't even know. I am the abuse I have done against children, women, minorities.
Remember, I want to let people know we're getting most of these responses without me really being involved. We're getting these responses not from months of tormenting a guy like you hear with Nobody Likes Onions. We're getting these responses from a random person in his chat, not under a Redbar handle, saying, Redbar's watching.
And that's it.
Redbar's doing an investigation on you. That's it. You know, this would make sense. Oh, okay, Mike's been bothering this guy for years or something. I don't bother any people. We launch investigations. But I need people to remember that. What you're not seeing is the exhaustion of a man who's been tormented here. There's two people. Redbar's watching. There's an investigation on you. You don't have to read it in any other tone than that.
I've robbed banks.
I've robbed banks. He's flipping.
I'm about to get Me Too'd so hard by somebody named Nobody. So when you hear Nobody...
What I'm trying to say is this stuff we're showing on Redbar, it's not because of me. You know, everything we try to show you, we're just watching them. This is what they're doing. You know, it's one thing to harass somebody and then get a response from them. And, you know, then I'll laugh at them. But, you know, these people more or less are doing these things themselves. Redbar's just here to show you and go, can you believe this? You know, and then some of them don't. And I think that's important to know. Okay, well, how come Whitney could handle it? How come this person could handle it? You know, there are a lot of people who handle it. Big J, Louis J. Gomez, Brian Redban, you know, and he was getting dunked on all the time by Redbar, and he's best friends with Tony Hinchcliffe. He could handle it. So when they can't handle it, it's crazy looking, right? Look at this.
Yes, I like Duke. Thank you. It's finally someone with a positive comment. This guy's the best.
Right, he's got to be drunk.
Crystal, yeah. Stop it.
But a weird drunk because he's not drinking anymore, right? You know what I mean? And why would you be drunk during the day and then stop drinking?
Maybe he just got back from a boozy brunch.
That could be it. Yeah. Boozy brunch, of course.
Bad. Duke's campus is nice. I just went and took a peek. The bodies I will never tell you. You'll see me on the ID channel where I did it all for the documentary that is forthcoming. It was forthcoming. So when this investigative report comes out, you're gonna get to know the real me. Yes, Hey Bert made some allegations. Yanni and Diddy sitting in a tree. Oh yeah, my wife.
Okay, Yannis Pappas. Can you believe it? We had no idea that's what he was
They're
like.
saying he's been up on coke since last night.
Well, you shouldn't be doing that with a family. Sorry, did your wife know you're up on coke screaming at the phone? To me? You know. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back here. Short break. We'll be right back.
Did you want to show his podcast? Remember, he's at rock bottom.
Oh, yeah. We have an ending. We have an ending to Yannis Pappas.
Yes.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Here's the ending. Is he going through something? Okay, let's find out. And this is
You can just go to 905.
905. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Well,
Okay, there he is. He's on his podcast. Okay, let's see. If
Oh,
we can-
905.
Oh, 905. There we go. This is really quick, and then we'll...
So we watched a few episodes of his podcast to see what's going on.
Yeah,
with this
we
guy.
wanted to
What's his
see-
deal. Why
Look,
is
how
he
many views is he
flipping?
getting here? So we've got a podcast 3 days ago, 8.5K views. So are we entering, is this what happens when these guys start getting only 8K views? So I start taking a look. Let me show you this. Open link in new tab, please. You go to his YouTube page, Yannis Pappas. What has he got here? He's got 88,000 subs. Okay, so every video should at least have 88,000 views. So it works on my page. So I'm going through his podcast. 3 days ago, 8.5K views. 10 days ago, 10K views. 2 weeks ago, 10K views. 3 weeks ago, 12K views. 11, 2.8K. So, yeah, I could see why he might be a little cranky. You know, everyone thought this, and we're seeing it in real time. You know, everyone thinks this comedy boom is just going up, 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 up. What it really did is it quickly gave a lot of guys a big burst. And then they did a lot of things with their money, and they bought houses and cars, and they got used to this rich lifestyle. And now, a lot of these shows, Eric Griffin, Chris D'Elia, DeStefano, him, they're losing the views because people don't have time for all these shitty podcasts. And you put your chips on those views. And now, look at this. You can't survive on 8K views. What's the point?
So an investigation could completely demolish this guy.
So, okay,
He
it
doesn't
goes to
have
show.
a single viewer to lose.
But we're seeing this is the comedy boom bubble bursting. It's going to happen with these guys first, the useless people. And they had every opportunity. Yannis and Chris DiStefano have been on every one of the world's biggest podcasts. They've been presented in front of every audience that exists 5 times a week. And only 8,000 people care to come see you out of the probably 300 million people you've been exposed to over the course of your career.
I mean, this guy's on every podcast
show
that exists.
So what does that say about you? I'd be scared too. This is the comedy bubble popping.
They saw you 50 times and they thought, no thanks.
Dirty pop. Here it is. Listen to this. How's he doing?
I'm a socialist by spite.
Oh.
And then
Wait,
just we're honest about it. Maybe we're gonna come. I think we're coming up on an honest period.
Here we go.
I think people are. I don't know. This is what I see. Podcasts are all down. Numbers are down.
They are.
Live tickets are down. Unless your name is Shane Gillis and Andrew Schultz. Tickets.
So resentment. We got the resentment there. So podcasts are down. He's trying to pretend like it's down for everybody. Well, down for you and all your friends that were worthless to begin with, that didn't deserve the views to begin with. They're up for me, and I'm barely here. So you're on people's screens every 2 minutes of the day, and you've got 8.5K views to show for it, and now you're saying tickets are down unless you're Shane Gillis or Andrew Schultz. That's not true. And a lot of people's podcasts are very high up. but maybe not yours. So now it's everybody.
This is what I see. Podcasts are all down. Numbers are down. Live tickets are down, unless your name is Shane Gillis and Andrew Schultz. Tickets are down for or Tony Henschel podcast up. We've said it before. Because for comedy is such big. It's so huge. It's the biggest it's ever been. But in order to get big, you have to do so many things outside of being funny. I listened back to our last Patreon episode, and I was like, wow, this is just a funny, great episode. You know, I'm a harsh critic of stuff. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Patreon.
I was like,
How many members?
I listened to it. I laughed. There's hard laughs. It's very entertaining. But much like my comedy, I had another guy message me about the Netflix festival. He's like, I saw all the show. He's like, I went to 1 million shows. Yours was the best. Oh, okay. I know what I did in the room. I'm good. I'm competent.
Yours was the best.
Like Billy Joel said, I'm competent.
Tell it to the 8.5. Now, I'd like a public apology, of course, and an obeyment and a prayer. Done for me, and then you're off the hook until next time, until I find you again, which will be very soon. Patreon. What's he doing on Patreon?
He's got 914 paid members.
At
That's
how
not
much
so
a month?
bad.
5?
Let me see what there's a 5 and a 10.
Wow. Okay, so we assume
and a
5.
20 and 100.
Wow, isn't that something? He's charging people $100 a month. And what's on that Patreon? A bunch of shit?
Yep.
Bunch of crap, right? Nothing of use. Okay, so 900. Let's say 900 times 5. 4,500 big ones a month. Minus 30%.
That's a lot. So what is wrong with you?
That's horrible. So, Yannis Pappas, think twice before coming across me again. I'll tell you that very much. We'll take a break. We'll be right back on the powerful, wonderful Redbar.
Nigga, what? Yeah.
It's just ugly. Who's there?
A murderer.
Murderer who?
Let's kill Logic's kid. Logic, baby, ugly.